Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya al-mursaleen. Muhammadin wa ahl bayt at-tayyibin at-tahirin al-ma'sumin. Sayyid al-Imam al-Muntadhar al-Hujjat al-Thani Ashar. Ruhi wa arwah al-alamin li turabi muqdamah al-fida. Amma ba'd faqad qala Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kitabih al-Majid wal-Furqan al-Hamid. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi Zidni ilma. Sadaqallahu al-Aliyyul Azim. Right. I think we have reached what I recollect. We are on lesson number 7, I believe. Is that correct? If everyone recalls that, lesson number 7.
No.
So, Gulshan, book 3 is lesson number 7.
No, I don't think so. Not lesson number 7.
Lesson number 6.
Maybe, yes.
Number
Yes.
6. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Okay. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Right, Sister Gulshan. Okay. Right. If you can kindly read the points to remember, Sister Gulshan.
Okay.
So this lesson itself, it's all about using the how to use bala, and also in regards to how to use the female forms of the verbs as well. So just go back. So page number 61.
Okay.
Bismillah.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lesson, we learn the following. Zahabti, you went. Feminine singular, zahabti. Number 1. Number 2, the number 11 to 20 with the feminine madud. We have already learned these numbers with the masculine madud in lesson 3. Rules pertaining to these numbers with the feminine madud have also been mentioned here. Now to summarize. A, 11 and 12, both parts of the number agree with the madud. Example,
Ahada.
ahada asharata talibatan.
So the first one is ihda ashrata
Ihda ashrata
talibatan.
talibatan. Yes.
Correct.
Ihdi ashrata talibatan. And masculine, this is feminine because it is tamarbuta, talibatan.
Correct.
So, and masculine is ahada ashara taliban. It's masculine. Correct. And for feminine, isnata ashrata talibatan.
Correct.
It's for feminine. And for masculine, isna ashrata taliban. For masculine.
Ithra ashra taliban. Okay, let me explain this.
Okay.
Because everyone's had a vacation. So now you may remember when we did number in book 1, we did numbers 1 and 2. So when we did number 1 would always correspond to the thing which is being counted. For example, if I was going to say one book, I would say kitabun wahidun. Kitabun wahidun. And if I was going to say one school, the word school is madrasatun. Now the word madrasatun has a time marbuta at the end. So I would say madrasatun wahidatun. One school.
Okay.
Or for example, if it's one student, talibatun wahidatun. Talibatun wahidatun. And if I was going to say 2 books, I'll say kitab. There's 2 ways of saying it. I could either add alif and noon. Adding alif and noon with a kasra So kitabun,
Talibati.
kitabani,
Kitabani.
kitabun, kitabani. Or I could
Mm.
say kitabani, ithnani. So the word ithnani, alif, fa, noon, alif, and the noon with a kasra.
Nuna Asaraya.
Kitabani, ithnani means two books. So the
Mm.
word ithnani is being added just to emphasize we're talking about two books. Now, if I wanted to say two madrasas, now at the moment, the noons have been dropped 11 and 12. The noons are dropped of the two. There should be ithnatani, the noons are dropped. So it'll be madrasatani, ithnatani, ithnatani. So for example, if you go to the shop and you say you want two breads,
Mm.
so you could say atini, you could say atini, khubzaini.
Atini
Yeah.
Kubstani.
Atini means you give me two breads. Khubzaini, or he can say come. He sometimes can say come. How many? You can say ithnain or ithnani. Ithnain means two as well. Ithnan or ithnain means two. Okay, ithnan and ithnain are two. So yes,
can we say Atini Khubzaini
atini khubzain. Yes, you can. Or you can say if you say come hada, come.
or Khubzani?
Now, okay, the word now. Remember this. Remember we spoke about objects. We said about all objects should get fatha tanween. Do you remember
Right.
that? We said, for
Yes.
example, we said
Mm.
kataba aliyun risalatan. We said always the object takes a fatha tanween in book 2, in lesson number 1.
Right.
So the word, whenever a word is dual is that when it indicates about two things: kitabani, rajulani, muslimani, with an alif and noon with a kasra. When you want to make these nouns, into objects, the alif and the noon will change to ya and noon with a
Yeah.
fatha.
Yeah.
Muslimani, muslimaini, khubzani, khubzaini.
Khubzaini.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what happens with the duals. Now, coming back to this itself, ihda ashrata, so the number 1 and 2, both are female. Ihda ashrata, so both are female, and the numbers from 11 to 9 or 920, they will come singular mansub. So it's singular and it's with a fatha tanween. Normally numbers from 3 to 10, we did them the other way around. We did it plural with a kasra tanween. Like thalathatu kutubin, arba'atu kutubin. So the numbers from 3 to 10, the numbers came, and the thing which was being counted, the ma'dud, was coming plural and with a kasra tanween. But the numbers from 11 to 20, they will come singular with a fatha tanween. Ihda is feminine, ashrata is feminine, talibatan is the ma'dud. So both parts are corresponding to the ma'dud in gender. Number 12, ithnata. The ta and the alif has been added. The ta indicates dual feminine. Ashrata is feminine, talibatan is feminine. Ahada ashara, taliban, and ithna ashara, taliban. So both of these numbers here, 11 and 12, are masculine. Ahada,
Masculine.
is masculine, ashara is masculine. Ithna is masculine, ashara is masculine. Taliban is also masculine. So the numbers 11 and 12, they are like sifa mawsuf. They will correspond to the ma'dud itself. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
numbers will correspond to the
ma'dud.
ma'dud.
Yeah, this way. Number ma'dud. Ma'dud means the thing which has been counted. Now, what I will have to do is that because this lesson is related to lesson number 6, I will have to go over both lessons for you to understand this lesson. So I'm going to go through these points to remember and then go to lesson number 6 just to revise everything, because it will make more sense for everyone to remember this. Otherwise, it will defeat the purpose of revision going through this lesson, not doing lesson number 6, because both lessons are related to the numbers itself. Then numbers 13 to 19.
Okay.
Go ahead.
B 13 to 19. In these numbers, the second part agrees with the madud and the first part does not. Example, Salasata Ashara Taliban.
So here, so let me explain.
Yeah.
ثلاثة عشر طالبا. So
Taliban.
what happens from 13 to 19, 13 to 19, you will see 13 to 19, you will see that first number, which is the unit, ثلاثة is the unit, ashara
Mhm.
is the tens.
Mm.
So the tens will correspond to the ma'dud. So the thing which is being counted, they will correspond to each other. So
Okay.
ashara is masculine, taliban is masculine, thamaniyata is feminine, ashara is masculine. So all the tens will correspond to the ma'dud, but the units will be of the opposite gender. Thamaniyata is feminine, taliban is masculine.
Yes.
So just remember this one. All the numbers from 13 to 19, the ma'dud, the tens will correspond to the ma'dud. The units will be of the opposite gender. So if the
Okay.
ma'dud is masculine,
Mhm.
the units will be feminine.
Feminine, yeah.
So see this now? ثلاثة
Mm.
عشرة طالبة.
Button. Salata.
ثمانية عشرة طالبة.
Button. Yes.
So ثمانية is the 8 for masculine. ثلاثة is masculine because it doesn't have the time مربوطة. عشرة is feminine because the ma'dud is feminine. Is this clear?
Yes. Samani Ashrata
Assalamu alaikum.
Taliban.
Sister Nazat, is that clear for you? Sister Kanwal, is that clear for you?
Yes, thank you.
Sister
Assalamualaikum.
Alaikum salam. Sister Farwa, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah, is that clear for you?
Wa alaikum assalam. Yes, thank you so much.
Sister Zainab Nadiri, is that clear for you as well?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Yes,
Alaikum salam.
yes, Sheikh, yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
now let me just go back to the previous lesson because I know we have to do revision, so maybe worthwhile just revise that point in lesson number 6. I think it's lesson number 6. Okay, yeah.
So we need practice to memorize these rules.
Yeah, that's right. So so over here now, Sister Farwa, can you kindly go over these numbers here now? So explain. So because when you explain what's happening, it will allow yourself and the other students to memorize it easier. That's one of the ways, easier ways of memorizing things when you discuss them. So from 11 to 20, you'll see what's happening now. Go ahead. So explain, or let me do explain first, and then you know what to do. Ihda is feminine. Ashrata is feminine. Talibatan is feminine because we said numbers 11 to 12, both parts, the units and the tens will correspond. So ihda ashrata talibatan. Number 12. Ithnata ashrata talibatan. 12, both parts, the units and the tens are corresponding to talibatan. Then number 13. Thalatha is coming masculine. Why? Because the ma'dud is feminine, the units will be masculine.
Masculine, yeah.
And the tens will be feminine. Ashrata
Feminine.
talibatan.
Yeah.
Number 14, arba'a is masculine, the 10 is feminine. Ashrata talibatan. Number 15, khamsa ashrata talibatan. Number 16, sittata ashrata talibatan. 17, sab'a ashrata talibatan. 18, thamania is masculine, ashrata talibatan. 19, tis'a ashrata talibatan. 20, ishruna talibatan. Go ahead, Sister Farwa.
Sorry, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. So following the rules that we did, that for number 11 and number 12, the ones and the tens will follow the gender of the madud, which is the thing that is being counted.
Right.
And right now, because it is female students, so both the gender of the units as well as the tens number will follow the feminine gender. So ihda asharata talibatan, all three of them are feminine gender. Similarly, for number 12, ithnata asharata talibatan, this unit here, which is ithnata, which is 2, is also in its feminine form. Ashrata, which is number 10, is also in its feminine form, and it follows the gender of the female students, which is being counted. The rules change from number 13 till 19, where the tens number will follow the gender of the ma'dud, but the unit number will be of the opposite gender.
Right.
So thalatha is a masculine number, followed by the tens number, which will follow the feminine gender. So thalatha asharata talibatan. Arba'a is similarly is a masculine number, which will then be followed by a tens, which is following the feminine gender of the ma'dud. So arba'a ashrata talibatan. Similarly, number 15 will be khamsa, which is a masculine number. The tens will follow the feminine gender of the ma'dud. So khamsa ashrata talibatan. And number 16 would be sitta, which is the masculine number because it's the units number, but the tens number will follow the feminine gender of the ma'dud. Sitta ashrata talibatan. Sab'a would be the masculine number, followed by ashrata talibatan. Thamaniya, again, following the same rule, will be a masculine units number with a female tens number for a female ma'dud. Thamaniya ashrata talibatan, tis'a ashrata talibatan, and number 20 would be different because that's a completely different number instead of two numbers coming together. So ishruna talibatan.
Correct. So Ishruna comes with the masculine and the feminine as well. So Ishruna Taliban and Talibatan. Correct.
Thank you.
Right. Can I request Sister Nazhat to do for me kindly the numbers? Right, this is from earlier lessons itself. I just need to make this clear so that everyone understands. So this is from lesson number 20, page number 28. This is from lesson number 3. So let me just compare this with this so that it's a bit more clearer for everyone. Sister Nazat, assalamu alaikum rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam.
Bismillah. So these numbers here now, Taliban is now masculine. And for this reason now, 11 and 12, explain and see how, what can you make out of it now?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ahada ashara Taliban. So Ahada ashara Taliban. Oh God, I'm so bad at explaining. So these are all male. Can you not excuse me for this?
Zainab, can you do this, please? Explain this. So Zainab Nadvi.
Yes, sir. So in number 11, the ma'dud is Taliban, and the unit and the tens will follow the gender and the number of ma'dud. So ahada ashara Taliban. In number 12, it says, the ma'dud is still masculine singular, and a unit and the tens will follow the ma'dud. Hence, it is asna ashara taliban. In number 13, so rule changes from number 13 to number 19. So the tens will follow the ma'dud in number and gender, and the unit will be the opposite gender. So in 13, the ma'dud is masculine singular. So 10 tens will be ashara, and unit will be salasa, yani feminine. Oh my God, is it is it complicated, or I don't know.
Alhamdulillah, yes, you were doing well.
Okay. Okay, number 14. In number, okay, so all the ma'dud is Taliban, right? So in number 14, the tens will follow the ma'dud in number and gender, and the unit will be in the opposite gender. Hence, it is arba'ata ashara Taliban. Number 15 will be ashara. Ashara will be masculine, because the ma'dud is masculine singular, and unit will be opposite gender, like feminine. So it will be khamsata ashara taliban. Okay. So number 16 will be sittata ashara taliban. Sittata is feminine, as opposite to the tens, which is ashara, and ashara will follow the ma'adud in number and gender. So number 17 is sab'ata ashara taliban. Okay, and 18, same rule, samaniyata ashara taliban. And 19 will be the same rule, tis'ata ashara taliban. So all the tens will follow the ma'adud in number and gender, and all the units will be the opposite gender, which is feminine.
Excellent. Is that clear for you now?
Thank you. Yes, Sheikh. Yes.
Just because we're comparing them, because if you actually teach, even when you teach madrasas as well, so teaching adults and kids, if you compare two concepts with each other, it actually the students are able to absorb the information quicker.
Sir, is
Yes.
this the one you were telling us about, the husband and wife thing to remember?
Exactly.
You know,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, I can understand, but I don't know how to explain, so I'm very bad at that.
The husband and wife relationship, that's the best one. So
Yeah.
if the ma'dud is masculine, then the tens itself, if that's masculine, if the tens are masculine, that means then the units have to be feminine.
Feminine, yeah.
Exactly. And if the ma'dud is masculine, so just remember that ruling of husband and wife.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just that my explaining is not very nice.
No, not at all. The husband and wife makes sense. Okay, we've done that. Okay, now the next point which we gonna need to go over. Whose turn is it now? Sister, can you do point number 3, please? Ayu. So the word ayu, it means which is a noun, and it comes always mudaf ilay. It comes always in the beginning of the sentence. However, the harakat can vary itself. So let's go through this, please.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ayu, which we have learnt this word in book 1. It is always mudaf and the noun following it is majroor because it is mudaf ilay. Ayu talibin kharaja. Which student went out? Ayu kitabin fara'ta. Which book did you read? Bi ayyi kalamin katabta. Which pen did you write with? Note that the word ayu is marfu in which sentence because it is mubtada, and it is mansub in the second because it is maf'ul bihi, and the majroor is the third because it is preceded by the preposition. Adhannu, I think. أظن أنها ذهبت إلى Makkah. I think that she went to Makkah. Anna is the sister of Inna, and so its ism is mansub and its khabar is marfu. Shall I carry on?
Okay, let me just go for one point from here. Over here now, when we said about, know that the word ayu is marfu. So when it says marfu, it means that it comes with a dhamma. Ayu talibin. So ayu talibin, it's mudaf and mudaf ilay. And then it says, in this first sentence, because it is marfu, it is mubtada. So what's happening here? Ayu talibin, it's mudaf ilay. And after becoming mudaf ilay, it's becoming the actual subject of the sentence. So mudaf ilay can come as a mubtada. So that means the noun which starts the sentence. So it's becoming mudaf ilay is coming as mubtada. And once you have mubtada, then you require a khabar, the information which is being given to the listener about the mubtada. What about the student? Which student? Kharaja. So kharaja means what?
Went out.
Exited. Went
Exactly.
out.
Exited. Normally, now, kharaja is a verb, okay? Kharaja is a verb. And normally after the verb, the doer of the verb is located or situated itself. However, in this sentence, kharaja, as we spoke, I think we did this in the previous lesson, or I think maybe in this lesson we'll do again, that there are two types of doers for any verb. What were they? Does anyone remember? How can any verb which we come across can have either of one of the two doers for the verb? What were they? Does anyone remember?
Sorry, if the verb is the third person, ayu will come with the dhamma?
That's
No.
correct. That's correct.
Sorry.
But the verb
فعل
kharaja,
لازم and فعل متعدي.
no. Close?
Transitive verb in transition.
No. So, okay, let me remind us. Let me try to bring something onto look around this book. Let me just give me 1 second because this is quite important. Give me 1 second. I think I've got something on the laptop. So
So you are asking about two types of file.
yes. Don't worry. I'm going to bring it onto the screen now.
Like Ismul file, you told us once about like Fatih from Fataha, Fatihun from
Just 1 second. Let me just
Khairullah.
bring, let me just bring onto the screen.
Active participle and passive participle.
You're
Right?
close. You're close.
Okay.
Okay, let me explain here now. Now, do you remember this table, which we did this many times before? I think you should remember this.
Yes, yes, we did.
Now, I explained last time that every verb, for you to have a verb, it requires a doer. And every verb has some sort of suffix attached to it, which represents who is performing the action. So if I didn't mention, for example, if I said ذهب علي, ذهب علي, here aliyun is a noun which is coming after the verb, meaning who is performing the action. Ali went, right?
Yes,
Ali
it's hidden.
went.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes we don't. So listen, this is the point. Sometimes we have nouns which come after the verb and are performing the action. Okay, are performing the action. So that is called a fa'il as well. And sometimes there is no noun which is after the verb, but the verb itself has a pronoun which it's demonstrated who is performing the action. So with regards to the past tense, dhahaba, in this one here, the pronoun huwa is mustatir, hidden. But in dhahaba, this alif here is the sign of
The
Jud.
sign of dual. Alif
And-
of dual.
Yeah.
Right.
And then this suffix is the sign of plural. This ta is not a sign of what's it called, fa'il, but a sign of feminine.
Feminine.
So it's, but the pronoun here is mustatirun, is hidden. The word mustatir means hidden. There's no pronouns attached to it. So it has two verbs in the past tense, dhahaba and dhahabat. In these two verbs, there are no pronouns attached. They are hidden. But in the remaining, in dhahabata, alif is the sign of jewel. Ta is the sign of female. And in dhahabna, this is the sign of feminine. And also the sign of plural feminine. So this is the fa'il. And then the suffixes ta, which is represents anta, you, tuma, fi, tuma, tunna, tu, and na. These are all of the pronouns which represents who is performing the action. Is this clear so far?
Yes.
Yes, Sheikh.
Sister Nazhat, Sister Farha, Sister Farwa?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me go back to the book. I'll say, if you need this again, I'll send this again. Now, in this, let me show you.
So these were the two types of file, the doer of the action.
Yeah, that's two. It could be visible or it could be an attached pronoun with a verb. Now, let me just go. Just give me 1 second. There's a whole lesson in this book. You see that? So I can tell lesson number 5. Okay. Whole lesson. Can you see this? This whole
Yes.
lesson. To the Sister Farha, Sister Nazhat, Sister Farwa, Sister Parveen, Sister Parveen Razai, Sister Kanwal, Sister Batul, and who else is it? Mukarrama and Viza. Now, this lesson is a really important lesson. This one here. So this is actually lesson number 49.
Page 48 and 49.
Yeah. Okay. Let's read this as a revision point, and I don't think I'll start the lesson. I'll just do this as revision, and then probably have to start next week. Lesson number 6. Let's read this point because this is quite important. Bismillah. Sister Batul, can you read the first paragraph?
Yeah, Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, in this lesson, we learn the following: the file, the subject of a verbal sentence. We have already learned that in Arabic, there are two types of sentence, Nominal and verbal. The nominal sentence commences with a noun and the verbal sentence commences with a verb. The subject of a verbal sentence is called fa'il. Zahaba Bilalun. Bilal went.
So
The
here,
fa'il,
dhahaba Bilal, Bilal went. So here, so if we remove Bilal and just said dhahaba, then the translation would be
he went.
Bilal. Exactly, he went. And even in translation, we do not say Bilal, he went. We just say Bilal went, correct?
Yeah.
Because
So
for one
like
verb,
he
so for
and Bilal is a like.
exactly. So
So we
whenever
are
a noun,
replacing he with Bilal now. Yeah.
exactly. So you cannot have two doers for one verb. So
Okay.
so when we have the name which is coming after the verb Bilal, so
And
Bilal,
and huwa is coming before the.
exactly.
So
So the
that type of doer is coming before the verb, and this is coming after the verb.
exactly. So when huwa and Bilal comes together, the huwa in dhahaba becomes silent, is not mentioned. Only Bilal is mentioned as long as it's dhahaba Bilal, verb doer. Is that clear, Sister Fiza?
Yes.
Yes, it
And
is
what's
now.
that called? Huwa zahab.
When we say huwa is dhamir is a pronoun, a hidden pronoun in the verb that is only used as long as there's no doer situated after verb. And how would you know that the noun which is coming after the verb is the doer? It's the harakat. If it gets a dhamma tanween, you know that this is the doer.
Okay. So basically, if I recap, so after the verb zahaba, if the word having a zamma tanween means it's a doer.
Exactly.
That's the sign of a doer.
Exactly.
So what other scenario could be?
So all of the verbs for the third person, he and she,
Mm-hmm.
will have the actual fa'il, the doer, after the verb. But for the second person, anta, anti, these pronouns will always be the fa'il because anta, the pronoun is there. You cannot say, for example, you, Muhammad. You don't say that. You don't say you, Muhammad in English. You say, are you going?
Or
Is she,
are
or
you
are
going?
you,
Yeah, Muhammad is. We can't say Muhammad. Are you going?
exactly. So you say you are going, I'm going, she is going. So for the second person, normally, after the actual, for anta, dhahabta, and anti, normally the noun which comes after the verb, it will be normally the object, not the doer.
Not the. So it's
Okay.
already a prefix, not a suffix.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Continue now.
it's with the second person, yeah?
Correct. Second person and the first person.
Okay. The file is marfu. The file can be a pronoun also. Example, zahabu. Zahabu, they went. The file is the wow. Zahabat, zahabta. Sorry, zahabta, you went. The file is ta. Zahabna, we went. The file is na. Note that in zahaba at-tulabu, the students went. The verb zahaba has no wow at the end because zahabu means they went. And if we say zahabu at-tulabu, it means the students went. It makes
The
sense.
students went. Okay,
Yeah, it makes sense.
so what it's trying to say is this, make it in other words. So whenever there is a verb, and there is a doer of the verb coming after the verb, you can have one doer, or you can have a plural with a singular verb. So dhahaba is a singular verb, at-tullabu is plural, correct?
Yeah.
So you can have dhahaba at-talibu, or you can say dhahaba at-tullabu.
Okay.
Is this clear now?
Yeah.
So
But zahabu at-tulabu is wrong because then it would be a
there were two doers.
yeah, with two doers. The students went.
Exactly.
It
So
can't make any sense.
exactly.
So zahabu tulabun, like the should be removed in between.
Correct.
So then how it should be zahabu talibun.
No. So no, dhahabu cannot come. So when it's dhahabu, you cannot have at-tullabu.
Oh,
So
okay.
so there is a way. I'll do this in a few minutes. In a few minutes.
ذهب الطالب.
Okay. This is not correct because there cannot be two file in a verb. But we can say at-tulabu zahabu. Here, at-tulabu is mubtada and the sentence zahabu, they went, is khabar. Okay, it will swap the places basically.
Exactly. So if you was gonna make dhahabu and at-tullabu a sentence, then tullabu has to come before the verb.
Because it's a pronoun, it has alif lam in the beginning.
It has alif lam as well, and also what's happening then is that dhahabu, the waw in dhahabu will become the fa'il as long as the fa'il is coming. So if you want to bring, so let me put this in another word. If you want to use the plural verb dhahabu
Mm-hmm.
and also mention the students,
Mm-hmm.
you would have to mention the students before the verb.
طالبات.
So
Okay.
at-tulabu dhahabu, the students, they went. Can you see it now?
Because tulabu is file and then zahabu is a verb.
No. At-tulabu, when the at-tulabu is coming before the verb,
It's a
as you
mubtada.
have read, it becomes a mubtada, it becomes a subject. And when
Mhm.
it becomes a subject, then it requires the khabar. And for a sentence which is started with a noun, you can have a verbal sentence. You can have a verbal sentence, dhahaba or dhahabu, as the khabar. So
Okay.
that's the reason why. But we can't say, as we say, but we can't say at-tulabu dhahabu. Can you look at the translation? When we said
Yeah.
dhahaba at-tulabu, the students went. The students went. But when we say at-tulabu dhahabu, the translation is slightly different. The students, they went.
went.
Yeah.
So what happens here is that when at-tulabu is coming before the verb, then the pronoun within the verb will become the fa'il,
Mm-hmm.
the doer, and the pronoun of they will return back to at-tulabu.
Okay.
So in English language, I'll give you an example. Let me explain this a bit more.
Yeah. In English language,
language,
it happens the same. Yeah.
so when we say, for example, Fatima, I thought you was going to school. Then you mention her name, Fatima. You are going to school. Why are you not eating food? Or for example, if we're speaking about Fatima and she was absent, she is a really intelligent girl. She is going and she is doing really well in school and she will go do at her A levels. Now I mentioned Fatima's name once, and then I'm using the pronoun she, and she. So normally, even in English language, all pronouns will always refer back to an individual. Same over here now. So when we say the students, they went. So the pronoun they is referring back to at-tullabu. So in this type of sentence, when the doer of the verb comes before the verb, this is more emphasis.
Okay. Emphasis about the verb.
No, emphasis on
Okay,
who is
about the
performing the
doer.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, let's finish off up to al-banat. But we
Banat.
can't, yeah. Repeat, start from the but we can say at-tullabu dhahabu. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we can say at-tulabu zahabu here. At-tulabu is a mubtada and the sentence zahabu, they went, is khabar. The same also applies to third person feminine. For example, zahabat al-banatu. The girls went, or al-banatu zahabna.
What's the difference between the two?
So learn this rule. Nominal sentence, at-tulabu zahabu.
So at-tullabu dhahabu is a nominal sentence, meaning a sentence which starts with a noun. So as long as the noun comes in the beginning of the sentence, then the verb can be used plural.
Plural. Okay.
Labu dhahabu. But
At-tulabu zahabu. Yeah.
if the verb is coming in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
if the verb is going to come in the beginning of the sentence, then we do not use dhahabu, we use dhahaba.
Dhahaba. Yeah. Verbal sentence. Dhahaba at-tulabu. Yeah.
Yes.
And at-talibatu zahabna. And zahabat at-talibatu. Okay. Got it.
So
So when
at-talibat
when it's mubtada is coming in the beginning,
Yep.
the form of the verb changes
correct. To what form? To the same form
to
as the
same
mubtada.
form at the mubtada. Yeah, it follows the same pattern basically.
Correct.
Okay. The file, the maf'ul bihi, the object.
Okay. Let me get someone else for number 2.
Okay.
Is this clear so far for everyone?
Yeah.
Sister Zainab, Sister Fiza,
Yes,
Submit.
I am. Yeah.
Copy.
So the only hidden type of file is for third person.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, then it is easy. All other are appeared, and the third person is hidden.
So so the third person is yeah, huwa and hiya is hidden. But you can have names coming after the verb, like dhahaba aliyun, dhahaba muhammadun, akala muhammadun al-khubza. It can happen. But
Okay, the name of the file is appearing. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, got it. And same thing with the dual and plural in the third person.
Yes, you
Same
can have
thing.
you can have so when it's coming dual,
Hmm.
it means so the dual verb will normally be used when when you're speaking to two individuals, or for example, you mentioned two names in the beginning of the sentence. For example, I said Muhammad wa Ali dhahaba.
Muhammad
Muhammad
wa
wa
Ali
Ali.
dhahaba.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right.
Muhammad
right.
Ali, they both went. Or if it's just a sentence to be a verbal sentence, you could say dhahaba. They both went.
So the file is hidden and the names are there too.
Exactly. Because the fa'il is coming before the verb, so it becomes a nominal sentence.
Okay, because they are coming in the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah.
Muhammad and Ali. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to revise this. Sister Parveen, Bismillah. Because last lesson I didn't get the chance. Go for point number 2. I think I'm going to do this lesson rather than previous lesson because of the information on this page. Bismillah. Number 2. The maf'ul bihi, the object. Sister Parveen.
Sorry, Mulana, I'm driving.
Okay, no problem. Sister Mukarrama, are you there? Sister Mukarrama, are you there? She's not there. Sister Parveen Razai, are you there?
I am, but
No problem.
I'm
You got
two
kids?
classes, my kids and my.
No problem. Okay, Sister Fiza, Bismillah. The maf'ul bihi.
Maf'ul bihi. The maf'ul bihi, the object. The maf'ul bihi is mansoob. Fatahal waladul baba. The boy opened the door. Here, al-baba is the maf'ul bihi. And so, it is mansoob. Here are some more examples. Ra'aytu hamidan. I saw Hamid. Sa'alat al-mudiratu Zainaba. The headmistress asked Zainab. Shariba rajulul ma'a. The man drank water. Sa'ala al-waladu ummahu. The boy asked his mother. Note that in the last example, the maf'ul bihi is umma, and so it takes the a ending, and the pronoun who is not part of it. Ummahu. Sa'ala al-waladu ummahu. Here are some more examples of this kind. Okay. Ra'aytu baytaka. I saw your house. Baita plus ka. Just like ummahu. Baitaka. So, yeah. Fataha talibu kitaba. Kitaba. Who? The student opened his book. Kitaba plus who? Kitaba who? Okay. The maful bihi can be a pronoun. Example given. Ra'aytu Bilalan wa sa'altuhu. I saw Bilal and asked him.
So
This
there's
is the
so this lesson is trying to mention two things, more important things. رأيت حامد, I saw Hamid, one noun. سألت المديرة زينبا. So Zainaba is a noun which doesn't take a tanween. So Hamidan is taking a fatah tanween. Zainab is taking one fatah. Then Shariba ar-rajulu al-ma'a. So here, because of the alif lam, the last letter is taking a fatha. As you know, that alif lam and tanween cannot join together. So whenever
yeah.
there's
These three are the classic examples that they are ending at with mansub, with
exactly
fatha.
once
This one
now
is
here
different. Sa'ala al-waladu ummahu.
exactly. So here, what's happening is sa'ala al-waladu, the boy asked who? Ummahu. So original word is ummuhu, his mother.
Umma. Oh, okay. From
Ummuhu.
ummu. Hmm.
And ummuhu is two words together now. This is mudaf, mudaf
So
ilayh.
it's changed. It's also mansub because it's umma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because whenever mudaf, mudaf ilayh comes as an object, always the mudaf, harakat from a dhamma will change to a fatha. Sa'ala al-waladu ummahu.
Right, right, right.
Right,
Okay. Same thing with fataha talibu kitabahu.
correct.
And Raita Bilalan wa sa'altuhu.
Yeah, just read this these paragraphs, please, sister.
Note that in the last example, the maf'ul bihi is umma, and so it takes the a ending. And the pronoun who is not part of it, umma who. Here are some more examples of this kind. Ra'aytu baitaka. I saw your house. Baita plus ka. Okay. Otherwise, it will be baitu. But
Baitan.
now it is
Ra'aytu, yeah.
baita.
Yeah, so if it was just the word bait, I saw a house, where ra'aytu baitan. But because of mudaf, mudaf ilayh, so baituka becomes baitaka.
Baitaka. Okay. Fataha talibu kitabahu. The student opened his book. Kitaba plus who, kitabahu. Otherwise, it will be Fataha talibu kitabu. But now, because it should end with fatha to make it mansub, we have to write kitabahu. Okay. Ra'aytu Bilalan wa sa'altuhu. Okay. The maf'ul bihi can be a pronoun. Okay. The maf'ul bihi can be a pronoun. Maf'ul
Correct.
bihi, the object can be a pronoun.
I will
I saw Bilal and asked him.
exactly. So I'm going to leave it to this point. So we're on page number 49, lesson number 5. Lesson number 5. So
Page number 49.
yeah, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. I'm going to ask something before I end the lesson. Right. I'm going to ask two students. I'm going to ask Sister Zainab Nadri and Sister Farwa.
Yes, Sheikh.
And I ask both of you to read the whole lesson so that what we have done now is it sets with everyone. Everyone understands what we have done. So what I want both of you sisters to do, one becomes Mudarris, other becomes Hamid, and also what I want you sisters to do, tell me where is the verb and where is the object as well. Because as you know, every verb has an object. So as we talk about Bab al-fasli, mudaf, mudaf ilay. Man fataha, who opened what? Bab al-fasli, the classroom door. So can you see the fatah here? Bab al-fasli. So that is the object for the verb fataha.
Sure. Who do you want to be the teacher and who do you want to be the student?
I don't mind. I don't know. I don't mind. Whoever
You
wants.
start, Sister Farwa. You start.
Sure. Thank you. Al-Madarisu, man fataha bab al-fasli, who opened the classroom door. So fataha is the verb and the object that is being opened is the door. Baba will have a fatha sign. It will be mansub. And then it is also a connecting word, like it shows bab al-fasli, the door of the class. So it will also have a mudaf ilayh relationship.
Excellent. Excellent.
Ana fatahtu. I opened it.
So where is the doer now?
The doer, I think is Ana.
Exactly.
Ooh.
No.
And
Ana is the doer. Ana is the doer, which is a nominal and mubtada, and
Mhm.
fatahtu is a verbal sentence. What did you open?
The door and who represents the door,
Exactly. Who represents a door, which is the object.
which is the object. Okay.
So normally when you have a verb, whenever after the verb there's a pronoun, that pronoun will come as a object. Like, for
Wow.
example, Ayatul Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Inna a'tayna ka. Inna a'tayna. So the verb is surely we gave who? A'tayna ka. We gave you. So you is the actual pronoun attached to the verb referring to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that we gave you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. So the teacher then says, Waman fatahan nawafidha, and who opened the window? So
Correct.
in this sentence, fataha is the verb,
Correct.
and the thing that is the object or the upon which the action is being done is the window, which is why it is with a fatha sign.
Why can it not be with a fatah tanween?
Because of an.
Because of?
Alif nun, alif
Exactly.
lam.
Yes, brilliant.
Ana fatahtuha. I opened them. So in here, Ana is
Fa'il, yep.
the doer. Sorry, Ana is the doer, and fatahtuha at the end of at the end. This is a ha, and it refers back to the object, which is the windows. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why ha is coming, because nafidatun is singular and nawafida is plural, because we have done this in book 2, that all plurals, irrational plurals, are treated singular feminine. So that's the reason why ha is used.
Yes.
So all plurals of objects, which are non-human beings,
non-human,
when you refer to them, you use the plural singular feminine pronoun, ha.
Right.
Continue, please.
The teacher says, Man kathara hadha maktaba, who broke this table?
Correct.
So kasara is the verb here, and the thing that is being, or the object would be maktaba, which would be the table. And then he says, Anta kasartahu ya Hashimu, did you break this table, or did you break this, O Hashim? And over here, kasar, kasartahu would be ending with a pronoun, which was referring to the table. But kasara, or what's the verb again? Breaking.
Kasara.
Yeah. So hadha. So remember this point. Hadha. Whenever after hadha there's alif lam, that noun comes or it clings on or attaches to hadha. So because of the alif lam, this desk, hadha al-maktab, is the object together. Hadha al-maktab. So normally when there is no alif lam on a noun after hada. So for example, if you said hada maktabun, it will be translated as this is a desk. But when there's alif lam, it becomes one word together, one phrase together. Hada al-maktab will be treated as one phrase, this desk. So the harakat of hada, which should be the object, which should have a fatha, is transferred onto al-maktaba.
Okay.
And who is referring back to? Maktab, because maktab is masculine.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So Hashim replies, it's La inni ma kasartuhu. No, I did not break that.
It's
So in here, inni is the doer. Inni is the fa'il.
no. Inni is the particle of emphasis.
Okay, inni is the particle of emphasis, and kasar tu is the verb, and
Yep.
who it refers back to the particular desk.
Correct. And also ma, which is coming, this ma is indicating and as negative. La, no, surely I did not break it.
Okay.
So when ma comes with a past tense verb, it indicates I did not, ma kasara, that I did not do it.
Okay.
Judy, please.
Okay. أرجع زكريا وحمزة وعثمان من مكة. Have Zakaria and Hamza and Osman returned from Mecca. So raja'a would be the verb which is returned, and the people who are returning, or the object, the doer would be Zakaria, Hamza and Osman, I think.
Yep.
And
all of them are doers.
But two of them are with fatha and one is with one is with fatha and two are with dhamma.
Yeah, the only reason why the word Zakaria, it's part of the actual word. It ends with the alif Zakaria. So the harakat of the dhamma is hidden on Zakaria.
Okay, so it can't come with the dhamma at all.
No, exactly. It comes with always fatha Zakaria.
Okay, so which is why the Hamza and Usman have dhamma on it.
Yeah.
Would Makkah be the
It's
the
a
object
preposition.
here?
No, there's no object. So
Okay.
so min makkada is min is a preposition.
Yeah.
So harf jar. And makkata is in the state of kasra because of min. But makkata, again, it's one of those nouns. Instead of getting a kasra, it takes a fatha because it's a diptone noun. All diptone nouns, they never take a kasra or a fatha or anything.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, last
It's
two.
same thing with Hamza to Usmanu.
Exactly.
They cannot take kasra too.
Correct. They will not take a kasra or a tanween. Correct.
Thank you.
And Hamid answers, La ma raja'u. No, they haven't returned. So in this, the verb is raja'a, and wa represent the doer.
Exactly.
Do you want to continue to the next one, or
let me get two people now. Let's bring Sister Maksuma Darani and Sister Mukarrama. Are you there? Sister Mukarrama, are you there? She's not there. Sister Kanwad's driving. Sister Zainab Parveen Raza is there. Okay. Who's this? Who was someone's with us? Okay. You're not answering. Okay. Sister Gulshan and who should I bring? Sister Batul. Sister Batul, are you there? Or has she gone? She's gone. Okay. That's tough. Who's available apart from Sister Farwa and Who is available?
I am here, Munira.
Sister Munira, go ahead. Sister Munira and Sister Gulshan, go ahead.
Okay, who will be the
Anyone, I don't mind.
okay? Abbasun, Ya Ustadu, O teacher. Karajat Talibu,
At-tullabu.
Karajat Tullabul Jududu, Wazahabu Elal Mudiri. O teacher, this new student went to the principal.
No, so
Kharaja is the verb.
No, Ya Ustadu. The new students exited, kharaja exited, وَذَهَبُوا إِلَى الْمُدِيرِ. And they went to
the principal. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, so here is kharaja is the verb.
Yep.
Tulabo is a tulabo is a noun.
It's fa'il, doer. It's
a
fa'il.
file, doer. Yeah, tulabo is the doer. Student are the doer. Okay, student went, that means student are the doer. Okay. Jududu.
Is an adjective.
New student. It's also a file. It's also a file. Zahabu is also file. Zahabu is a verb.
Correct. Now let me explain something else. Kharaja is coming singular. The verb is singular. At-tullabu is plural. So as I said, you can have a singular verb and you can have a plural doer or a singular doer. But over here now, because we have mentioned who we're talking about, and they are plural individuals, we cannot use dhahaba here. We have to use dhahabu because the actual context which we are speaking about is about plural students.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we have to use dhahabu ila al-mudir.
Okay.
Continue.
Now your turn, Batul.
Mr. Munira.
Munira, sorry.
Okay. Afahimta darsa ya Talha. Here, afahimta darsa, it is used as second person because now the teacher is talking to Talha. So he uses afahimta, second person. And ad-darsa is the maf'ulun bihi.
Yep.
The subject is the Talha.
Correct. No, the subject is anta. Anta is a subject.
Yeah.
Okay. Talha. Naam. Fahimtuhu jayyidan. Yes. I understood well.
Yes.
Okay. Fahimtuhu means it's a file.
Yep. Tu is file. Who is the pronoun?
Who is pronoun and fahimtu is file. Okay. Jayyidan.
Jayyidan means good. That's it.
Good. Yes. Understood.
That's it. Okay. Forget the files now. Just read the text now. Go ahead, Sister Munira.
Katabta al-ajwibata ya Faisal. Did you read the answers, O Faisal?
Did you write the answers?
Sorry, did you write the answers, O Faisal?
Sister Gulshan, la.
La ma katabtuha. No, I didn't write it.
Right. Next one.
Limaza, why?
Annani. Innani. Ma fahimtu. Li'annani. Ma fahimtul as'alahu. As'ilata. Because I did not understand the answers. Questions. Sorry, questions.
Hafizta Surat al-Fajr, ya Ibrahim. Did you memorize Surah al-Fajr, O Ibrahim?
Naam. Hafiztuha wa hafiztu surati Teen Aizan. Yes, I memorized Surah Teen as well.
That's it. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. So I will work from lesson number 5 and go forward because lesson number 6, because this lesson was related to the previous lesson. So that's the reason why I felt this is more important. So inshallah, next week we will do lesson number 6 and we've pretty much done the actual main points of lesson number 6. So inshallah, it should be okay. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajam. Inshallah, hope today was a good start for everyone and gave everyone a chance to refresh themselves, inshallah.
Yes, thank you, Maulana.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
for the
Maulana.
donation.
Master dua.
Thank you.
So inshallah, is this timing okay? Because the only reason why, because Maghrib time is 8:44, and especially in Milton Keynes, it's again by 8:55, and in Swansea it's going to be about 9 o'clock as well. So is this time 9:15 okay, or is it a bit too late?
9:15 is fine.
Is that okay with everyone?
Yes, thank
Fine for me as well.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Jazakallah, that was great. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali